horsepower away from 900 in a 1.7 liter blower ZL1. Damn, so close. Oh well, I'm getting too pumped up on dyno numbers. Let's go see what it runs at the track. I can't wait for the next track day. This thing's gonna fly. I'm excited. Down here at Streetcar Takeover Bowling Green, and getting ready to run Nemo. It's a test and tune night and the small tire shootout. We're gonna run some test and tune passes with Nemo tonight, see if we can get a new best. It's actually, you know, in the 70s right now. The air feels pretty good. It's a little humid. The track's really starting to come around. Sun's down, so we're gonna see if we can best that 827 pass we ran a few weeks ago in Nemo, and we'll see what happens, guys. But we got Nemo, got pretty much the same tune-up in there. The track is a little bit better than it was in Indianapolis. The weather's obviously a little bit better, a little bit cooler. So let's see what happens, guys. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification to let you know whenever I post a new video.
Hell yeah.
Guys, so that's our new best, 818 at almost 169. Super happy with that hit. That was still only a 13160. We got some room to work with on that, but the car left great. 528 in the 8th mile at almost 136. Best 8th mile by far it's done. So Nemo's going to be a ripper this weekend, guys. This is going to be a good weekend, I have a feeling. All right, so that pass, I don't think I got Nemo up all the way on the boost on the two-step. So it's 60 foot, a little bit slower, but still went 823 that pass. Can't complain, A to B pass. Also, the parachute didn't come out all the way on that one. So the TBM stops the car just fine, 4,000 pound car at 170 mile an hour trap, just fine. So just so you know, guys, the TBM brakes will stop you if you don't have a parachute. But yeah, so this is the end of Friday night here for Test and Tune at Streetcar Takeover Bowling Green. Gonna give Nemo a break the rest of the night. We're pretty much done here. They got to run the small tire final, and then we'll be racing tomorrow. So maybe a little bit warmer tomorrow, but maybe tomorrow night we can bust out some more PBs, try to get this thing in the 8.0s, and who knows, maybe even a record. So we got to go 8.04 faster to be the fastest LT 6th gen in the world. There ain't one faster than that. That's got the original LT base engine in there. So that's what we're shooting for, 8.04 or faster. I don't know. We might be able to do it tomorrow night. So we'll do some tweaking on Nemo's tune And I think it's time we get a different torque converter for Nemo, get a different one as far as that's more built for this combo. This torque converter's been in here since we had the first Huron speed kit in the car that made, 1,100 horse. We're making 1,500 plus now. So I think the converter's probably holding us back a little bit, but we'll worry about that. This car's gonna stay in the trailer for Edgewater too, which is in a couple weeks. So we won't be able to change anything for the next couple events, but hopefully when we're getting to Dallas later next month, well, I think it's September. And then we have our Alabama event, which replaced the Atlanta streetcar takeover. I heard that track is just gangster as far as how good it hooks. So I don't know, the fall air is coming, guys. Maybe we can get Nemo in the 7's. So that's it for tonight though. We'll do some more passes tomorrow. Also, I do this in every video. As you can see, Nemo is still full interior, back seat, front seats, and all. Hell yeah. We're at day 2 of Streetcar Takeover Bowling Green. We're getting ready to start qualifying, and we're getting ready to run the first pass of Nemo right now, so we'll see how it goes. The track seems to be pretty good. The small tower cars are hooking really good right now, so we left pretty much the same tune-up as we did last night in Nemo, so we're going to see what it does. We only get one qualifier, well, I do. So one qualifier, we'll see if we can qualify number 1. First pass, we spun the tires. I'm not sure really what happened. It should not have spun that time, but we checked everything. Everything's right like it should be. So we're gonna go up for first round eliminations here in just a little bit and see what Nemo can do tonight. Performance, our shop in just east of Kansas City, Missouri. But we say it's in Kansas City, but it's actually in Grain Valley. We have Nemo up on the rack today. We're actually trying to chase a 7-second pass in Nemo, and after a lot of data log and a lot of passes with the turbos that are on it now, we made some great progress. We went at 814 at 169 miles an hour with a 127 60 foot. So great pass. It's pretty much tapped out. We had more boost to it. The car doesn't gain any speed in it, and you could just tell the converter just wasn't handling it. So we called our friends over at Circle D, and they got us fixed up with a bolt together, just really awesome converter. We gave them a whole list of everything, and they came up with this custom converter for us, and they're saying that it should pick up a few tenths just right off the bat. So after sending them the data logs and stuff, that's good to hear that, you know, they have the confidence that the 7-second pass is there in Nemo, with the way Nemo sits, with the way Nemo weighs, and everything else. Another thing they advised us to do was change out the gear and put a 355 or a 373 gear in it. We were running a 325. So we opted for the 355 since we do a lot of street driving in the car. We want to make sure that we're not really turning it into a complete race car, but we're going to try the 355 gear first, and if that doesn't get us the results we want, we'll step up to a 373. That's just how we're going to do it. But I was out of town picking up a car, and Steve was working on the car yesterday, and he actually got the converter in, and he's getting the gears finished up right now, so that way we can load this car up and head to Streetcar Takeover Dallas this weekend. This is where we're going to try to do it at. But let's see what we got going on so far. All right, so Steve's got the 9-inch center section out. This has a G-Force 9-inch IRS rear suspension, rear end in the car. This is basically the whole housing that everything bolts into for the IRS and everything. So we got that off. This is the gear, and this is the new gear that's in there now, Steve?
Got the new ring gear in.
So these are some Strange 355 gears that we ordered direct through Strange. They sent us all the stuff that we needed, required bushings, shims, everything.
Bearings, everything.
Yep.
New bolts, new nuts.
This is the old ring and pinion out of Nemo.
Yep. That's the new pinion.
Well, yeah, that's the new pinion. Yeah, that's the old one there.
Pretty nice pinion setup. O-ring and no sealant, and you know the shims are here, so it's easy to, you know, adjust it if you need to be.
It's looking good.
Really nice unit.
Yeah, it is. That's what gets Nemo's power to the ground. Then here, Steve's already got our brand new Circle D bolt together torque converter in the car. Did this yesterday when we were out of town picking up that car, like I was telling you guys. So we're hoping that this converter really helps out with the top end on Nemo. It was just kind of blowing through the converter if we made anything above 30 pounds of boost. So we got this. It's a new improved unit. The other converter was in the car for 2 years in 2 different setups. So honestly, it did really good considering that converter was made for a completely different setup than what was in the car currently. So that's why we went back to Circle D. It was doing exactly what we wanted it to do. So no use changing.
Yep.
Just changing the converter. So got that, and this is what looks like with the rear end out of the car, the center section. So yeah, moving right along. Got Nemo's carbon fiber drive shaft that's been holding up really well, and Steve's been doing some OBS stuff over here. About got this frame wrapped up for powder coat. Needs to finish the QA1 suspension stuff on it.
Just about there.
Almost there, Steve.
Yeah. Drive shaft looking good too.
Yeah.
Holding up well.
So did you see anything else underneath the car working on it? Anything that
it's all good
going wrong?
Yep.
We've been racing Nemo a lot lately,
it's always concern on the drive shaft bolts, and they were very tight and red lock tight. How I left them. But I don't know. Other than that, everything's good.
Sweet. All right. Well, we'll get back to work on these gears here and get those in the car.
We'll have to have a race pressed on here. Swap the bearing. We'll have to take the nut off, but pretty straightforward on how to do these. There's no crush collar or anything. It's made to be ripped apart and put back together over and over again.
Nice. I'm sure these Strange builds these to know that people are going to be swapping gears out in them. Yep.
I'm sure some guys change it at different tracks.
Yeah, change it depending on how they're racing. They could be doing 1/8 mile one weekend and 1/4 mile the next. Yep. So change the gears. It may almost be cool to like maybe just buy a whole new center section, just have them so we can just swap them out.
Oh yeah, no, that would be the best.
Yes. Yeah.
Wanted to try to set a 6 Gen 8 mile record.
Well, we can. Hey, there was a C7 over the weekend that went 450s with a stock LT4 and a pretty radical C7 chassis. But I mean, it still is an LT4 stock crank, stock block, stock heads.
Turbo or
Twin turbo.
twin turbo?
455 at like or it's like 450 at like 150 something mile an hour in the eighth.
That's fast.
Yeah. Broke all the LT
Holy
records
cow.
on one hit. So we ain't gonna be there with Nemo.
What's
Nemo's too
about?
heavy.
5.2?
5.2.
5.1?
Yeah, 5.2 at 136
Yeah.
was our fastest in
fast.
Nemo. So yeah, that's good. It's good for a 4,000 pound car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got the new 355 gears in this G-Force 9-inch center section here, and we are getting ready to stab this back up in the car, and that'll be the last piece of the puzzle for hopefully some 7-second passes. That's our goal.
790s?
790s. Putting some royal purple 7540. That's what we're putting in.
I got
Or we're
the
doing
90.
7590. Okay.
I was using that on the gear earlier.
Makes sense.